Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of ChuNews. As always, I'm your host, D. Brady. With me is my co-host, Tay
Tay
Chi Chu.
Chu.
Tay,
Yeah.
on today's episode, we will be discussing the latest raid events, merch, some new skins, some costume hollowware in Pokemon Unite, and go into our discussion question and everyone's favorite portion, the silly little question. So let's get on right into the news. We are starting our second week of Decidueye raids, Hisuian Decidueye with the Grass Terra type. It is, honestly, this one, I predicted it to be fairly easy. It was, especially with a build that is circulating throughout the Pokemon community with Ceruledge. You essentially just bulk up, clear smog, and then bitter blade until it dies.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Hisuian Decidueye.
What a
But
sad raid.
yes, but it was fairly easy, which honestly was kind of refreshing from the very difficult raids that they have been doing.
Hmm.
So that will run until Sunday night. Make sure to get that Hisuian Decidueye if you are a Scarlet Violet player or partake in any of the raids.
Do it.
Tay, what is some merch?
Merchy. We have a lot of TGC stuff. And finally, some plushes.
Yes.
There are some battle decks. There was the TGC Greninja X battle deck. And the TGC 2 booster pack and Darkrai pin. And there's also the Kangaskhan X battle deck. Those all retail for $9.99. There is a Pokemon TGC Scarlet and Violet 151 collection with Alakazam X. That was $21.99. There was a Scarlet Violet 151 collection Zapdos EX. I said X, but when I say X, I mean EX. Sorry, I'm not in the TCG realm. But that's also $21.99. And then we have a bunch of TCG mini tins of the 151. There is the mini tin with Dragonite and Vileplume. These are all retailing for $9.99, by the way, the tins. Then there was Slowpoke and Sandshrew.
Does it have spikes?
Huh?
Does it have spikes?
No.
Sandshrew.
Meowth, Hitmonchan. Just a bunch of different duos. So there was Kadabra, Hitmonlee, Electabuzz, and Magneton? Or a bunch of little Magnemites that are separate. I'm gonna say Magnemite. I'm doing great. I'm clearly a very Pokemon-y person. Uh, Scyther and Weezing. Oh, there's Magneton and Ekans. Cubone and Machamp. Gengar and Poliwag. And Arcanine and Ammonite. They're retailing for $9.99, but they're all sold out. So I told you that for virtually very little reason. But now we're getting
It's okay, they'll come back eventually.
Now we're getting to the plushes. The sleepy plushes. They're taking little
Finally.
wacky poos. They're asleep.
While you do Pokemon Sleep.
I will always nap with them. I did get 3 of these, by the way. We have Pikachu.
Are they the only ones?
There's 4.
Oh, okay.
There's Pikachu. That's the one I didn't get. It's a 14-inch plush that is $29.99. There is Slowpoke, Pokemon Dreams plush, which is $29.99. 15 inches. There is Chikorita, 11 3/4 inches for $29.99. I did pick up Chikorita. I was debating on Chikorita, and I did get her. And then Cubone, which I believe is a fan favorite because right now it is sold out $29.99 originally. I assume it will come back rather soon, but that seemed to be a very fan favorite. I'm very interested to see what kind of material these plushes are made out of. They look like they're made out of very soft material. I'm interested to see if they're made out of like the mochi stuffing that some plushes can be made out of, or if they're just going to be regularly stuffed. They clearly do look very soft because you're supposed to be sleeping with them. But I'll be interested to see if they are made with that mochi type of stuffing. Which if they are, which they might be, I think that'll be really cool. And they'll serve it more as like a pillow. So, But I did grab Cubone, Chikorita, and Slowpoke. They should be arriving for me soon, and then I will eventually have that video on my channel. I have a bunch of videos lying in wake right now, waiting to be edited and uploaded. But I have been a little busy.
Just a wee bit.
We'll
Just
get
a wee bit there.
there. And now I'm going to toss it on back to you for whatever other news there is.
I'm excited because I also got some plushes recently. I got the Sitting Cuties for the Kanto starters because I'll be going on a trip here in a couple weeks. And I'll be staying with one of my friends and my nieces. And my niece, I am doing what every nerdy gunkle does, and I will be making her choose her starter Pokemon.
Yay! I should make my cats do that.
It'd be cute. But with that, we are moving on to Pokemon Unite. It is spooky season. Spooky season.
Spooky, spooky.
Spooky, spooky. And with that comes some new holowares in Pokemon Unite. I know a couple of the old ones are becoming available again, but I know a new one that became available was for Gengar, and it's got like a little scarf with a hat on one of the ears. It's cool. I still think the spaceship one from last year was better.
Yeah,
But
that
it's
one
still
I
pretty
think
cool.
is the best skin in Unite, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But
with that, that is our news segment. When we come back, we will enter our discussion/opinions portion.
Sure will. Ha ha ha.
And welcome back, everybody. It is now time for our discussion/opinions portion. Tay, what is our question today?
Our question is, because I have changed occupations in real life, what 3 Pokemon would you choose to help you do your daily job?
I think we've answered this before, but like you said, you've recently changed occupation, so your answers now have changed. And I think we also just chose 1 Pokemon to go with us, so now we've upped it to 3.
Sure.
So I can start things off if you want.
I would love for you to.
Awesome. So I think I initially said Rotom that way because I'm a reporter, reporter, anchor, and everything. So Rotom could possess the electronics that I need and definitely help me out there. So I'm definitely keeping Rotom with me. And this is honestly just going to sound like I'm an electric type trainer because I would have Heliolisk with me, and Heliolisk would be used for lighting because it could raise its frills and then use like flash. And I think there was something like that in the anime. And then I'll use a Magnezone just because I feel like it could give more power than a Magnemite, and it could power any of the other electronics that Rotom is not currently possessing.
I don't think those are very bad at all.
And also, if I need to, I can always ride on Magnezone, and we can float around. That way I don't have to always walk everywhere.
No, that's very fair. Very fair.
My 3 are Rotom, Heliolisk, and Magnezone.
I like it.
What are your 3?
My 3, my first one is going to be Gliscor. And the reason I'm picking Gliscor is because, especially in a bunch of very cool shots that I've seen, I'm a social media manager now. Thank you. But like for getting those angles and getting those high shots, it's a flying Pokemon that doesn't really flap its wings, and it won't like have that up and down shakiness. Instead, it just kind of glides. Kind of like a drone. And I think drones are really cool. And I think that you can do some really cool special effects kind of stuff with it. So that's why I picked Gliscor. My next guy is one of my favorite Pokemon, if not my favorite Pokemon, Ditto. Because Ditto can transform into multiple objects. And if I need like a certain photo of an object, I don't need to go out there and get the prop. I just have a Ditto. Or a team of Ditto. And they just kind of all work out very easily. Perfect. Don't need to shop for anything. And then lastly, I have the king. Not the king. Am I stalling? I frickin' might be stalling. But I'm also gonna do an electric an electric type Pokemon. And I'm going to choose Togedemaru. And I'm choosing
Right.
Togedemaru not only because of flash and because of lighting, but because it's important because cell phones die very easily and you need social media to have electrical currents to charge.
Hmm.
I probably said none of the correct verbiage there, but that's fine. But I really like Togedemaru. It's easy to hold, and it could also be a really good Pokemon to photograph because it's cute, snuggly, wuggly. Could be a good mascot Pokemon, and
It really could.
it holds things that would do well as well.
Exactly. Well, those are also very solid answers.
Thanks, yours are good too.
Thank you. Let us know down below what three Pokemon you would use to help you in your daily job.
Do it.
When we come back, we will be going to everyone's favorite portion, the
Silly
silly little
little question.
question.
Ha ha ha.
Now it is time for everyone's favorite portion, the silly little question. And now, our silly little question, because it is spooky season, because as of the time of recording this, and hopefully by the time of uploading this, it is Friday the 13th, which also coincidentally happens to be my wedding anniversary. Um, uh, but with that, our resident horror movie fan, Tay Chi Chu, chose what two Pokemon would we give Mr. Jason Voorhees?
Yes. I
Since
should
you're
get.
the Jason expert, what two Pokemon would you give him?
Well, I'm gonna preface this with I've never seen Friday the 13th.
Shocking.
Well,
Actually shocking.
I've seen Halloween, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I've now seen Child's Play. I just haven't. There's no good streaming service that has Friday the 13th. I know of Jason, I've read up on Jason, but I haven't technically seen the movie. Or at least in a very, very long time. Or actually, I've seen a redone version. Just not the original. Anyway, regardless. So I have seen it. I lied to you, sorry. Um, so
Liar.
I have two Pokemon in mind. If you know Jason Voorhees, you know he has mommy issues. And what better Pokemon to have mommy issues than Cubone?
Oh.
Cubone also has a weapon, so he takes after Jason with the whack, the whack, 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 whack. And they both have
Mm-hmm.
mommy issues, so they can bond over that. And Bones, they both enjoy Bones, I would assume. And then my second Pokemon is gonna be Kabutops, because that Pokemon literally has blades as uh, as its arms. So
That's a point. My first Pokemon I also chose because they also have blades on their arms, and it is Scyther.
good man,
Mm-hmm.
good man.
Yeah, I was like, what Pokemon looks like they have a blade? Literally has blades for arms.
Yeah,
Scyther.
that makes
So
sense.
we've got Scyther, and then I was trying to emulate. I am not a horror movie fanatic because I am a scared little child when it comes to horror movies.
Some would call those babies.
Yes. Um, I my idea of Halloween fun is watching the Disney Channel movies. I love those so much. I know they're horrible, but I know I love them so much.
Me too. It's okay.
Um, so I was just gonna go with the mask that he has, and I was gonna give him Duskull
Oh,
because ghost type spooky also looks like it's got a mask on.
I could have also said that for Cubone.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So yeah, Scyther and Duskull are my two choices.
Cubone Kabutops. We got a team for him already.
Yeah. Let us know down below who you would choose for Mr. Jason Voorhees.
Do it up.
When we come back, we'll do a quick little wrap up.
Sure will. Wow, wow, wow.
Well, thank you so much for watching this episode. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow us. We are at ChuNews1 on Twitter. Tay, where can they find you?
At Teichichu7 on Twitter and at Teichichu on everything else.
Nice. I am at DBradyEW21 on Twitter, and then I will shortly change my TikTok to that. because I've become more active on that platform. Before we go, we will do a quick little wrap up. Remind everyone that Hisuian Decidueye raids have started once again. They will run until Sunday, the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you got some great Pokemon merch out, some Halloween Pokemon Hollowware, and that I think is pretty much it. Tay, did we miss anything?
Don't think so. Cubone sold out. Be sad, people who didn't get it. Haha.
Be sad, but also it will become available again soon,
I'm sure.
I'm sure. Remember, everyone, next time you choose your news, choose.
ChuNews.
Bye, everybody.